Okay, let's dive right into tackling the absolute biggest hurdle in language learning. You know the exact feeling I'm talking about, right? You're listening to English, you understand it perfectly, but the second someone asks you a simple question, bam, your brain just turns into a buffering computer from like 1998. You completely freeze. Well, in this explainer, which we pulled straight from some incredibly effective language coaching sessions, we're going to look at exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can rewire your brain to stop translating and start actually speaking.
To help you break through that barrier, here's our agenda. 1. Overcoming the English freeze. 2. Navigating real-life situations. 3. Essential vocabulary for fluency. And 4. 5 tips for speaking confidently.
Section 1. Overcoming the English freeze. From translating to speaking naturally.
So why exactly do we freeze? Well, the source material reveals this fascinating mechanism at play. See, when you're asked a question, you aren't just answering it, you're secretly doing all these exhausting mental gymnastics. You hear the English, you translate it into your native language, you formulate your answer in that native language, and then you try to translate it back into English before you even open your mouth. I mean, no wonder it's incredibly slow, right? It's literally like trying to run fiber optic speeds on dial-up internet. But active speaking practice, specifically engaging in real simple conversations out loud, trains your brain to just bypass that translation step completely. You start responding from feeling rather than calculation.
And notice how easily we can fix a really common error that causes a massive amount of hesitation. Often, learners trying to explain what they did yesterday will accidentally use the present tense. They'll say things like, I study, or I watch, or I eat. But simply swapping those out for the past tense, I studied, I watched, I ate, instantly makes you sound so much more natural. It's a tiny grammatical pivot for sure, but mastering this one small correction, it immediately boosts your conversational flow.
And hey, speaking of making errors, you really need to keep this mindset front and center. You have got to stop fearing mistakes. As the sessions highlight, even native speakers fumble their words from time to time. It happens to all of us. If you're holding back because you're terrified of using the wrong tense, you're basically starving your brain of the oxygen it needs to learn. Every single error is just a piece of data. It's a lesson that pushes you forward.
Okay, moving on to Section 2, Navigating Real-Life Situations, Practical Phrases for Everyday Scenarios.
The absolute beauty of everyday English is that you don't need to swallow a dictionary to survive. You really don't. You just need a situational cheat sheet of modular, highly effective phrases. Whether you're at a restaurant using, "Can I have a chicken sandwich, please?" Shopping for clothes with, "I'm looking for a t-shirt," greeting an old friend with a casual, "Long time no see," or asking a stranger, "I'm looking for the train station," these simple anchors carry the entire weight of the conversation for you. They're predictable, they're polite, and they take the pressure completely off your brain.
But the crucial point here is that you can't just read these phrases silently on your screen and expect them to magically be there when you need them. The source emphasizes a really powerful rule. Repetition is the mother of skill. You absolutely must actively speak these sentences out loud. This isn't just about memory, it's about physical muscle memory. Your mouth needs to get used to forming these words so that when you're actually at that restaurant, the phrase, "Can I have?" just slips out effortlessly.
Section 3. Essential vocabulary for fluency. 7 words to power your progress. Let's define our ultimate goal first, speaking fluently. A lot of times, learners think fluency means speaking perfectly, right? 0 grammatical errors, a massive vocabulary, but let's just correct that misconception right now. Fluency simply means speaking smoothly and easily without stopping too much. It's about flow, not perfection. It's just about not getting stuck inside your own head.
Next up is confidence. Confidence is exactly what bridges the gap between knowing a vocabulary word on paper and actually having the courage to use it out loud. And here's the secret. Confidence isn't something you're just born with. No way. It's a muscle of feeling strong and sure that only grows through the active, daily practice we're discussing today.
And that brings us to progress. Look, learning any new language is inherently challenging, and it is so incredibly easy to feel stuck. But you have got to celebrate the micro progress you make every single day. If you understand just one more word today, or if you speak a fraction of a second faster than you did yesterday, that is progress. That is real improvement happening step by step.
Section 4. 5 tips for speaking confidently. Building the daily mindset.
It's the ultimate question every single language learner asks. How do you actually build the speaking confidence day in and day out? Well, let's look at a clear 5-step blueprint to achieve exactly that.
By consistently applying these 5 habits, you honestly change the game entirely. First,
Consistency is key. Speak every single day, even if it's literally just for 5 minutes talking to yourself. Second, flip your perspective on mistakes. Like we said earlier, they're data, not failures. Third, and this is a true game changer, train yourself to think in simple English rather than trying to translate complex thoughts from your native language. If you keep it simple, your brain naturally speeds up. Fourth, the exact moment you learn a new word, use it that very same day in a sentence so your brain actually retains it. And fifth, practice patience. Some days you're going to feel stuck, and you know what? That is completely normal. Just trust the process.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a defining rule for your next 30 days. When you're on this journey to fluency, the absolute worst thing you can do is look around and compare your Chapter 2 to someone else's Chapter 20. Don't compare yourself to others. Instead, ask yourself this: what is the one small mistake you are going to bravely make today so you can be a little bit more fluent tomorrow?